The idea of uniting Africa started to burn in the hearts of men and women of Africa long time ago. Even during the time when most of Africa was still governed by European countries, there were those who had to put their head on the block, in Africa and abroad. In 1963, 32 African countries which were independent by then, came together in Addis Ababa, the capital of Ethiopia, to form the Organization of African Unity. Later in 2002 the Union renamed African Union, with a total of 55 African states now represented. This spirit is still unshaken in many emerging influential politicians, public speakers and even the youth across this continent, joining hands, in the struggle to see this movement see daylight. History has numerous examples of Africans coming together and uniting to oppose common oppression. Through this unity, we've seen Africans triumph over toughest times in the history of mankind, like Africans in slavery in America, colonization in Africa, and apartheid in South Africa and Namibia. For many of ordinary Africans, the issues that divide us are less important than what unites us. Cultural pride will never by all means be equal to the economic, social and political benefits which will come along with unifying Africa. In this video, we are going to see how doing just one thing would save Africa from the plagues that are usually associated with us, like poverty, droughts, poor and expensive technological facilities. All these problems can certainly be overcome or be reduced, could one day Africa decide to put its differences behind and chop down its restrictive borders. Hello, and welcome. Before we continue, please take this time to subscribe to our channel and turn notifications on. The economic benefits of having one Africa for all Africans are solid beyond any reasonable doubts. The wider regional markets can open up more opportunities for African producers and consumers, much more than our small markets within their own borders. Bigger market base means that being our own producers and consumers, and therefore we would be able to control our market prices. It means we can independently reduce the costs of essential infrastructure development, including transport, communications, energy, water systems and scientific and technological research. These developments can never be achieved by any individual country. Here are simple illustrations of how African continent would easily deal with its common tormenting problems, if Africa was just one big country without restrictions of colonial borders. Firstly, Africa will be able to come up with its own protective economic strategies in order to protect its producers and African consumers. Only a united Africa will be able to protect its market. United States of America is providing millions of dollars of subsidies for its farmers, in order to protect their goods against local competitions from countries around the world. You go to Europe is doing the same. China protects its industries by having double currency. They ensure that their local currency is much lower than their international currency Chinese yuan, which is trading in global market. This strategy ensures that its exports remain attractive on the global market without suppressing local producers. That is why they are able to sell their product much lower than their market prices. If something is not done, Africans will remain the end users and market base for these big countries. However, when united Africa will have the power to use duties, propaganda, and subsidies, to create an environment that will protect fellow Africans from the harshness of the global systems, by developing its own economical strategies. Secondly, if Africa is in one piece, it will be able to protect its wealth and grow economically. The continent of Africa combined has the 8th biggest economy in the world, with total GDP of $2.39 trillion, following India, which is in the 7th spot. If African economy is unified, the thought of being the biggest economy in the world in the near future is not a far-fetched dream, looking at the resources and the potential that the continent has. It is unimaginable how wealthy that this continent would be, if the natural resources of Africa was used here instead of being exported to other countries for few pennies. This continent is extremely wealthy. This wealth can be found in its abundant mineral resources and in its huge agricultural potential. Africa's mineral wealth includes a wide variety and huge volume of resources that are critical to the technical and industrial development, like minerals, petroleum, and natural gas. However, these resources are not used to benefit Africans, because this wealth is unevenly distributed, and the imperial strategy of divide and rule make it easy for Western countries to take resources from Africa while Africans are busy fighting each other's. This wealth can only benefit the masses of African people when it is shared on a continent-wide basis. Number 3. Africa will be able to have one strong currency, and here are the benefits. Another way to enhance trade across the continent is by introducing a common currency. A common African currency will eliminate the transaction costs customers pay when buying different currencies in order to buy goods from another part of Africa. This will again make prices of goods and services to be more transparent and more comparable from Cape to Cairo, and it will ensure that customers are getting a value for their money. Furthermore, the African common currency will become a strong international currency of higher value, like US dollars and euros. This is because billions of people in Africa and abroad will have to use this currency in order to purchase anything made and sold anywhere in Africa. Lastly, Africa will have opportunity to make continental planning. Some of major African problem cannot be fully addressed with Africa divided by different independent sovereignties. Africa needs to continental plan to address tormenting issues like global warming, which is having devastating impacts and threatening to dry up our major rivers and water bodies. Issues like this one are hard to be addressed as African countries because these water bodies pass through several African states. It is extremely difficult for African countries to solve problems that affect the whole of Africa, when Africa is divided into 55 pieces and each piece have its own head. More painfully, it is unreasonable for the people in some other part of Africa to be going hungry due to droughts, when these huge water bodies located throughout the continent. Sovereign laws are making it extremely hard for countries which receive lower rainfall to source water from these rivers to improve their agriculture, only because the rivers are not passing within their borders. Thank you for watching. Please consider liking and comment your view about this topic. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and to turn notifications on, so that you get notified next time we upload a video.